Hello, my name is Carlton. We're gonna do a personal log right here, right now, today. This morning, I thought I was waking up to a nightmare scenario because of something that happened last night. Last night, I made a beautiful meal. Um, I got a couple of Cornish hens, put them in the oven. I did the gourmet cook thing where my previous knowledge of watching PBS comes together, and I come up with this really nice meal. Two Cornish hens and green beans fresh from the garden. I mean, it was just absolutely beautiful. I don't have a lot of photos of it, but there it is right there. And I wanted to wash my hands last night while I was talking to the wife, and she's getting a portion of one of the hens because that's the way we split it. You get one hen, and you eat that, and I'm going to eat the hell out of this one hen that I have here. And then at some point, I'm going to eat the rest of your hen. That's usually the way these things go. But anyway, I wanted to wash my hands, and I turned on the water spout and everything, and the pressure was low. And I don't know if you guys watch TikTok or should be watching TikTok, but when you hear that song, oh no, oh no, 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 that's what I was doing. In my head, I was like, oh no, why is the water so low? And I'm like, it was just this little stream of water coming out. I'm like, oh no. It still gets to me right now. And the weird thing is, I went downstairs. I checked the water pressure down there. Everything it was weird because I had the door all sealed up, so I had to unseal the door and all this other crap. And I got in there, and I'm like, "Oh my God, why are you doing this to me? Why now? Why right now?" And I immediately get on my phone and I texted the guy who put it in. And this is the tank right here. And this is the reason why this is a nightmare, and the reason I was saying, oh no, in my head. This costs $1,300. There's a little contraption at the bottom too. But the whole thing and the label was $1,300 last year. It even has May 20 on it to let me know that it was done in May 2020. The most expensive water I had ever drinking. Still drinking that water right now. And then all of a sudden, this guy puts a message about me and my M1 chip iPad Pro. He's saying that doesn't look like an iPad Pro. The size is off. Well, and yeah, he also says he could have got it cheaper. And that's one of those weird things that people on the internet do. And most of the times I will just delete that stuff, but this time, like, no, let it stay. I'm going to reply to it. Because you guys don't need to know how much this costs. If you want one of these, you guys can look it up and you can see how much it costs. But I did want to state one thing. That one thing was, I paid $100 under the list price. If you're a person who can actually get one of these devices, brand new, custom words on the back, and get it cheaper than the list price, then please share. The only reason I can do this is because I'm an educator. And because I'm listed as an educator, I have the ability to go into a certain path, click on a couple of things, validate a few things, and then get a cheaper price. Now, this is the reason why I have the plastic cup here. If you say you can get it cheaper, here's a plastic spoon of lies. Go for it. You show me your receipt, I'll show you my receipt. That person also said, this is not, it doesn't look like a 12.9 inch. How small is the screen that you're looking at? That you can't see that it's right next to another 12.9 inch machine. And one is missing the bezel because they took the bezel off of this here. Yeah, it's seamless now. Because of that, it looks smaller. I even triple checked to make sure when my case arrived that I ordered the right thing and not the freaking 10 inch, because it does look like a 10 inch. It absolutely does. But because someone with plastic lies wants to challenge, Here is the back of my box with some things concealed because I do care about privacy and security. You're not going to get my serial number. You're not going to get any of that stuff. You're just going to see the specs. And the reason why I wanted 1 terabyte is because I got 16 gigabytes of RAM. That means that this little tiny thing here is as powerful number-wise as the MacBook Pro that sits downstairs and does nothing but transfer data back and forth. It's not the fact that it's spec'd out exactly the same way, 1 terabyte, 16 gigabytes of RAM, but it's freaking full solid state here. Because this is full solid state and that weird wrist chip that they're using and everything, that means that this thing is so much more powerful and faster, it's on a different scale. And that's the reason why I got this here. I do not recommend anyone buy one of these machines. This is not what I want anybody. No one who is just using this to hit like on Facebook should have this machine. This machine is not for you. You should get this machine only if you're doing creative stuff. Only if you're doing that. If you're doing video editing, go for it. If you're doing animation of some type, go for it. If you want to use this for business purposes, maybe you need to get an Air instead. It comes in a really nice, pretty blue. I wish this came in blue. We're not done with the personal log yet. That was just me ranting a little bit because I hate the haters. Now, back to the main story. I called the guy, the whale guy who did the job for me last year, and we're communicating. And one of the things that he said, is it wet by the well? And can he access the well very easily? Like, yeah, it's actually in the middle of the backyard. It's pretty much open range. It's a lot of space around it. And then he said, is it wet around it? And I was like, no, I don't think so, because I had saw it last night while I was watering my plants and everything. And the very first thing I did after that phone call was I got up. I did call my store and say, hey, I may not be in tonight. And to me, that hurts because that's another nightmare scenario. When I work at the store, I'm making pure money. It's every moment that I'm there, I'm making some money. Me not being there means that I am losing money. And, based on what happened last year, it could be $1,300 again or more, because he's talking about he may have to drill back there. Nobody wants that. No one wants them to pull out the tool and drill down because, it just makes me itch all over. Not because it's just hot out here and kind of humid. It's just those dollars fly away. And then I go outside. I go outside because I'm saying to myself, I'm going to do a personal log because I'm really upset about this whole thing. And now I got to babysit the house because I can't leave until they get here because, they want to get paid for their job. And I'm stuck here. And I was going to set up the video. And as I was about to set it up, I brought the tripod out. I look over because I can hear a noise. I left the damn hose on all night. So that, no scenario happened because I left the hose on last night. So I quickly run downstairs. I think I even partially left the deck door open. Ran down there, turned it off, and it was still just flowing, just water flowing and everything. My backyard's all moist. Fuck. Sorry. My backyard's all moist and everything, and that kind of upsets me. But it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not flooded. Everything is okay. And then I come back inside, and when I do, turn the pressure, it's full pressure again. Everything is totally fine. All I had to do was turn off the hose outside because basically water was coming in and out at the same time, and it was like it was basically trying to compensate. And we are using a well, and because of that, because we're partially off the grid, not completely off the grid, but partially off the grid, because of that, we don't have to worry about when they pump the sewer systems here and all the other BS and push stuff through the water if there's a water contamination. We don't have to worry about all that BS because we're on our own little well. But man, when you got to pay for it, you got to pay for it. Because I was like, the last well job that was done, was done after a 10-year period. So I was hoping $1,300 is going to last me a good 10 to 15 years. So I ended up calling the wife back and letting her know that, hey, everything is fine. I canceled the guy for the well. He's like, okay, thanks, because that guy's busy as hell. I've never seen anybody so busy. I only had to call him twice, but every single time it's like he's got a handful of customers in front of us because things like this happen all the time. And oof, I avoided a nightmare situation today. I'm very happy about that. This is a long personal log, but yeah, everything should be fine now. It's just that scared the heck out of me. Having to lose that amount of money is terrifying because it's something that you need. You don't think you need water until you can't wash the dishes, until you can't flush the toilet because you're in fear of, what if there's a bunch of what ifs there. And it's like you start thinking about, should you be watering less, or should you be watering anything? Should you even have a garden? But everything is fine. Everything is fine now. So, the very last thing I'm going to say is, one of the reasons why I have this machine is I sit on a collection. I've said this a bunch of times. People who've seen my personal logs before, and this is the reason why you should even subscribe to this channel, is because of my personal logs. Personal logs are better than most of the other content that I have because it's usually things that are happening to me right here, right now. And this happened to me today and this morning. And one of the reasons why you should get this machine, if you are into a machine like this, is if you're a creative person, you should definitely consider getting one of them. Even at 8 gigabytes of RAM is better than your standard iPad and iPad Air. For processing, I've actually done some YouTube videos on here in 4K. Everything is running very smoothly. Everything is in full HD. I absolutely love that. But I do understand that right now, the software has not caught up to the hardware. So things are going to get even better. That's something that I'm hoping for with the new iOS 15 that comes out fairly soon. Yeah, if you just want to be using this here for Facebook and just web browsing and all the other stuff, don't get this here. It's not worth it. Only get this here if you're going to be doing some hardcore stuff. Only get this here if you're in a position like me. I have like 1,300 plus little doodles and sketches that I can easily turn into, not easily, but moderately turn into animations. Here is one right here. And this one, it may not seem like much, but this was a doodle that I did while in a conference call at work. And if you know creative people and people who are in college, people who are in the business world, they'll be doing that job. But there's this moment where even the smartest of the smartest person will doodle or sketch on the side. And sometimes it's like little squares, little shapes or whatever. But I've learned from PBS and a couple of shows that I watched that this is actually helping that person retain that information because they remember what the conversation was when they see that shape, because it may actually have some kind of manifestation of the creative thing that they were doing. I can hear a woodpecker pecking away. He's right over there. He's chewing on a soft tree right now. I hate you, woodpecker. I hate you. Didn't flinch. That's the end of this video. All I'm doing right now is just ranting because I hate that woodpecker. I can see you. I see you, woodpecker. And he's like, I see you doing that. I'm gonna go back inside. Today has gotten better. This is almost a 20-minute video. This was supposed to be hot tea, but I turned around and made it cold because it is a bit warm out here. Oh my God. That's the end of this personal video, personal log. It's just so insane, man. I dodged a bazooka today. It wasn't a bullet, it was a bazooka. Look, I have no idea on how much they charge to drill into those wells.